What's up, homie?
What up? What up? How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm tired, bro. I'm tired all the time. I wish somebody would have told me what it's like in the late 30s. It's like the late 30s is tired, bro, all the time.
Bro, you're right. I can't even disagree with you. That's all I got. I'm just going to agree. I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
That's what that means. It's like super tired.
Yo,
and it's
like, go ahead.
I've never been tired to the point where even when I'm laying down, my brain is like, I'm tired, right? Like, you ever been like that tired where your brain is tired of being tired?
Well, I think what you feel is like you're tired, but you can't shut off enough to rest.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't talk about this enough. I mean, we covered it on the show literally like episodes ago where we said everybody needs a standard 3-day weekend forever on.
I mean, we've pretty much covered it all on the show. If you hadn't watched it, you should go back.
I'm just saying.
And watch all our old episodes. They're all up there.
It's one of my goals is to make sure I always have at least a 3-day weekend. I gotta figure out how to make that happen. But once I make it happen, it's gonna go down. It's gonna be awesome.
Like I could tell, yesterday was Xavier's birthday, 10th birthday. Did a pool party. Thank y'all for coming, by the way. We got your shirt that you left, and like the kids was dog tired. You could see it. Like we got home, I was tired, they was tired. I ain't been in the pool 6 hours in a long time, and so like they were exhausted yesterday.
Yeah.
Tonight, we get them into bed, and both of them fight and sleep. And I'm like, bro, go to bed. We
right. What's wrong with you?
I know you're tired. You're the only person in the group that don't know you're tired. Let's just wrap this up and go to sleep.
Right. I don't understand little kids that fight sleep like that. Like, where does this make sense that you would want to fight that off? You take it for granted. It's lost on you.
I want to sleep now. Like, no lie. I was putting the kid to bed, like you guys do. We divide and conquer. Boom.
Right.
Xavier's bed. He's going to sleep. All of a sudden, he kicking me because I'm snoring.
Whoa.
Right. I'm in his bed. I'm snoring. I'm tired.
I've gotten to the point sometimes where I've fallen asleep and didn't know I was asleep until I wake up.
Oh, that's me on the couch.
That's like, what? Right? What time is it? Right? So, yeah, I've been there. But no, man, what you been up to, man? So what's been going on? How was your weekend altogether?
No, weekend was dope, man. Weekend was real dope, man. Like, again, yesterday was Zay's 10th birthday. And when you hit 10, you like, that's the age where you're like, yo, you're closer to being gone, like an adult, than you are to being the kid that we birthed. And it's like, that's the spot, right? It's like,
so is 10, this I always get confused about this, and I'm looking for some help from people that are on the show. So help out if possible. Is 10 preteen, or is that 11?
Well, my son think he a preteen, but fam, you ain't a preteen. So I think you could ride with two different definitions, right?
Okay.
You could go. I could entertain the argument that preteen is middle school, or if you can go literal like me, and you could say preteen is 12. I could go. That's pre-teenage.
Danielle says 11. What year is 11? Is that middle school? That's middle school.
11 is 6th grade. Yep.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of fall into the range of middle school is vicious,
especially 6th grade.
Yeah, I think it's middle school. with the caveat that once you turn 13, you're like 13 in what, 8th grade, right? You're already a teenager by then, right? So
Candace posted a reel of the kid yesterday for, she does, Candace is the real queen, REEL, Instagram. She is a real queen, but she is the real
she's
queen.
also REAL.
Yeah, she is REAL queen, but she is also the REEL queen on Instagram.
Gotcha.
So she posted a reel about Zay turning 10, and you could see the spot, right? Like you could see the year. It was like boom, boom, and he went from this chubby cheek little kid to, hey, your baby features are gone now, right? Like you don't look like that.
Yeah.
You don't look like the baby anymore, and you're like, and you don't realize it. It's just, it's boom, boom, and it's like, whoa, hey, no, I wasn't ready.
No, I totally feel that. When we had Cooper's birthday, right? So we had Coop's party.
Yep.
And my goddaughter was there, right? Now, I don't know if you remember this. I would be surprised if you remember this, but if you do, great. But she was the flower girl in our wedding, right? And she walked up, she was like, "Hey, Uncle Kerry." I was like, "Whoa,
hey.
What? What is that? What is this? What is this voice? What are you doing?" Right? She's like, "Nothing, just chilling." It's like, what are you, like 45 now? Like, what? I don't understand what happened. When did you turn into a teenager? And I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. You know what I mean?
Yep. Like I went over. Tasha does all of our cakes for every life occasion. Tasha's friend of the show. Went over to her house to pick up the cake on Saturday, and her daughter was there. Obviously the kids are there. MJ, junior in high school. Her daughter, I think, is a 7th grader. So whatever age equates to 7th grade. But, she walks up. Sarah and I have had a handshake ever since she was old enough to do a handshake, right? Sarah and I, like, we've been buds since she was a baby. And she stands up, and she's taller than me at like 7th grade. And so she's like, "I'm just 5'10". I was like, "Damn it, I'm 5'10". Sit down. And it hit because it was like, you start to, evaluate, boom, my kid's turning 10. And then you just like, where does the time go? Because I remember the first time that I held baby Sarah, right? She's a little thing. She was literally, boom, not even here. Like she might have fit right there. And and then she rolls up on me and she's taller than me. And I'm like, shit, like, when do these moments happen? Because I don't feel like I remember them. It's just
Bruh. I felt the same way about my little brother when he graduated from high school. I was like, whoa, this dude, he was teeny tiny, right? And then he turned into a goofy kid, right? He was just a kid having fun, living life. Then he turned into like a awkward kid, right? Where it was like, okay, kind of figuring it out, playing sports. He wanted to be like Michael Jordan, and he wasn't exactly there with the skill set, but he turned into a cool teen, right?
Yeah, man.
And then he graduated high school, and I was like, this dude's got a mustache.
Yeah.
When did you get a mustache? Right? Like, not ready for it.
What's crazy, and we can kill the topic whenever. But what seasoned parents always tell you when you start to have kids, man, value the time, because when you blink, it goes by so quickly.
Right.
And it doesn't make sense to you when you're in it, right? Like when you're going through it, you're like, yo, I ain't getting no sleep, or like I'm tired of doing this for the kid, or whatever, right? All the things that come along with being a parent to young kids. And then all of a sudden you hit the moment and you're like, wait a second. Like, hey, I wasn't.
Right. Nah,
Where's my baby?
I feel you. So circling back, we tired from raising these kids.
Yeah, man.
What I hear is we tired from raising these kids, but we also need to cherish the tiredness because once we get the energy back, that means they grow and they out.
Yeah, I mean, but there's also another side of that coin too, man. I ain't gonna hold you. You know me. I love my babies, but I'm also I can also see them off the payroll, right? like,
I hear you.
not that I'm rushing them out the door,
Hey.
but like what they don't tell you, man, like I don't think anybody just flat out says parenting is hard.
No,
Like,
no, they don't. They trick you. They trick you. It's like, what do you know about parenting? Baby showers, right? What do you know about taking care of kids? I mean, how difficult will this be? I understand that in theory, it's the most challenging aspect of my life, but before I had kids, it was like, how hard could it honestly be? And then it's like, oh, wished for that, huh? So,
well, and I think the reality of it is when you pre-children, when lifes, you have the capacity built in to deal with lifing. But
right.
then when the shift happens and then you have kids, you don't account for life still lifes. And when it does, it's like, where does the extra capacity come from to deal with the life moments, right? To deal with the everyday moments, but then to still be, available to be husband and dad. And
Well, and I know we should move off of this subject, but I will preface this. Isn't it on our own generation to define how we want our own adulthood to be?
I mean, our adulthood is different than our adulthood has been and will be different than every other previous generation. But I think that's the mark of the generation, right? I think they're all different.
I mean, just like in the 60s, the boomers or whatever, or pre-boomers, whatever, with like one parent works, the other parent stays home. They define what adulthood looked like, right? In the 80s, it was all about money, capitalism, Reaganomics, and all that stuff. They got to define how they wanted to be adults, right? We're the only ones that are like, well, what we inherited is what we inherited, and that's what we live with every day. I mean, we all hate it.
We've also inherited a lot of shit too. So I mean, we won't dive into it, but it is what it is. So
anyway, before that takes too much of a somber turn.
Right. Yeah. Hey, are you drinking today?
I was going to drink. I had the intention to drink, and I left my drink upstairs. So,
damn. Hey Danielle, we know you're watching. You should bring Carrie's drink downstairs.
She's not going to. She's not going to. She's got real hater energy today. She says not quite that deep of a voice. She's hating. I get it.
My wife is I don't know what she's doing. I hadn't seen her pop in on the comment section yet. She is probably looking for more reels to send me. This woman sends me more reels about going to the Seychelles than anybody. Like if I go to my DMs for my wife, every third reel is a video on how to get to the Seychelles or things you can do when you get to the Seychelles. How long is the travel from United States to Seychelles? Like, babe, I get it. That's what you want. I hear you. I hear you, girl. I got you.
Hints.
Fam.
Hints.
Every third reel.
Honestly.
Every third reel.
You should appreciate that. Because then when you're like, what does she want? Seychelles. That's what she wants.
Seychelles. So for those who need to know, her 40th birthday in 2025 will be in 2025, in June 27th or July 27th. Yeah, Yes, July 27th will be.
Get those dates right. You better get those dates right. I mean, you need
Well,
to book
see,
a trip.
the birthday is 7/27, but we don't know if it's going to be that's the week we going to go. But my wife wants to spend her 40th birthday. So you've heard it
I ain't
here.
mad at it. I
Get
ain't mad
your
at it.
coins, right? We're going to Seychelles for my wife's 40th birthday in 2027. So
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I get it. I get it. You know, you gotta go hard in the pain for what you want. So.
Gotta go, man. I told I was with Marlon Saturday, like I said, picking up the cake, and so he was like, "Yeah, but I need to get a new vehicle." I was like, "All right, cool. What you getting?" He's like, "I want to get this big, that big. I think like that Ram 2500, that big thing." And I was like, "Bro, you've worked hard. Get what you want. Like, get what you want. Like we all." It's funny, man. We sit back and we work so freaking hard, and then we end up not doing the things we want to do with the hard-earned capital that we earned. So I say, get the damn car.
I feel that at the same time, it's never gonna be my initial choice to treat myself, right? And it's just because I want to treat others or I want to go do other things, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard. I'm always the person that picks up the Black Friday paper and chooses a bunch of stuff that I want to get and doesn't buy any of it. I just like the idea of buying it. I love going to the store, looking at it, being like, that would look really good on my wall. That TV would be so cool. And then being like, nope, I'm not buying that TV. Get out of here, man.
Buy the thing. Buy the thing. Anyway, I don't even know how I got there. But
yeah, anyway,
moving on.
Hey man, what else is going on? Did you hear about this Trump thing?
There's a Trump thing every day, so I think you gotta kind of be the
$200,000 bail problem that this dude has come up with. So Donald Trump obviously got indicted or is getting indicted.
Indicted Thursday. He's getting arraigned in Georgia on Thursday.
So he's not. He posted bail through his lawyer, and he's going to be out. He's made some agreement or something. He had to put up $200,000, and the whole time he's accusing Fani Willis, right, of all these crazy things. He's saying that because of her, the murder rate in Atlanta is at an all-time high. It's one of the most dangerous places in America. She has no idea what she's doing. She's out of her league. And it's like, I didn't know this at the time, but the reporter running this article said Fani Willis was the one that got Atlanta Public Schools on a RICO.
Yeah.
So she got them on a charge.
And she got
she
got the YSL on RICO too. What's his name? What's the dude? What's the rapper?
She getting a lot. She kind of sounds like she knows what she's doing, right? But I mean, so that's kind of crazy that Donald Trump is up for arraignment or indicted, whatever the state is. But he's also up in the polls. He's like leading the Republican
in Iowa. Yep, it's crazy. Well, and really, he will be unless all these lawsuits do their job, he will be the Republican or pre-presidential race, pre-November next year. He will be the Republican nominee for president, and it's amazing to sit back and watch this thing happen. And I have to blame the I forget who I was talking to this about. They had a shot to get this dude out of their hair for the rest of their life. The Republicans did, and they didn't take it. They could have impeached them and blamed it on the Democrats, and they wouldn't be having this problem right now. They have a Trump problem, at least if you are a Republican in the government now. If you're a Republican just out here in the streets, you don't care. You're a Trump supporter. But if you're a Republican in Congress, you have a Trump problem, and you had a shot to get rid of him, and you didn't. And so here we are.
Talking about impeachment, there's a congressman, a state congressman for Georgia, that put forth articles of impeachment for Fonnie Willis. I'm like, then they got Brian Kemp doing interviews saying the trial won't be until after the election anyway. And that wording is so telling of where Brian Kemp is with it. Not it won't be until after he wins. It won't be until after the election anyway.
Stop I mean, at the end of the day, I think Brian Kemp has done a pretty. I don't agree with everything he's done as a governor. Don't agree with a lot of what he's done. State is pretty stable. We're moving right along, but he has done a really masterful job at being a Republican and being anti without being overtly anti-Trump, but being enough anti-Trump that it's like I could be the face of the Republican Party post-Trump because he's done a really good job of it.
I think Brian Kemp, what he's found is this space to say, "Oh, I'm about Georgia," and then that's that. Right?
He's going to run for Senate against what's his name? What's the dude name? Ossoff. No, yeah, Ossoff because he's up. He's up. Yeah. Why? I mean, he can't run for governor again.
And you don't think he has his eyes on a White House bid at some point?
I think he would have to run. I think because the next election that comes up is going to be for Senate. Like, what's that Senate? The Senate race is in 2026.
Yeah.
So if he waited until 28, he's probably out of the mainstream kind of talking sphere by 28 because he will have sat for 4 years. So strike while the iron's hot, run for Senate in 2026, serve 2 years. If you hot in these streets, you can run for president in 28.
That's crazy.
Yep. It ain't a bad gig if you're Brian Kemp, man.
That's politics for you. Bro.
But real talk, he would beat Jon Ossoff easy.
Brian Kemp?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he would. Right now, he's like the Georgia Republicans' people's champ right now.
Oh, would that be Ossoff? Yeah, because Warnock
just got reelected in.
Yeah. So yeah, it would be Ossoff. He would blow doors off Ossoff.
I mean, Ossoff just isn't really out here in these streets really pumping the record.
I mean, at the end of the day, he kind of rode Warnock's coattails. He rode Stacey and Warnock's coattails to get in there in the first place. So, and he had that was a Trump year. That was also he ran against an idiot as a candidate. So he'd have a hard race against Brian Kemp.
Who do you think is going to be the next governor, though? You think Georgia's ever going to get a Democratic governor again, or you think that's a wrap?
No, I think they can. I think it's just the right governor. I think it's the right person. There's enough, you know, the energy that Stacey brought the first time she ran. I think there's enough changing demographic in the major cities and in those ancillary cities, you know, Savannah, Augusta, those corridors of cities. I think it just takes people really, you know, talking to Georgians, man. Like right. I think I forgot what the number was, but I think because of Biden's infrastructure plan, I want to say about 30,000 jobs are coming to the state of Georgia that are all really good paying jobs that are all infrastructure based or green energy based. So I think, you know, Democrats do a terrible job at PR and we don't, or they don't sell the things that they do well at all. Right. So anyway,
you know what I would say about that though? Like, I don't know. I don't want to talk more about politics. It's kind of dead, but Hunter Biden is also a problem for the Democratic Party with all this other stuff going on.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, he's no different than any other child of an insert government official.
Oh yeah. No. I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all bad. I really just need a new everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of the old. It's just a broken record at this point.
That's exactly what it is. So
yeah, man. What else is going on? What else is up?
yo, I got to give a big shout out, man, to Sha'Carri Richardson, man. Like she won gold medal today.
Yeah.
You know, we don't normally have great breaking news on a Monday, but Sha'Carri did that thing, man. You know, and it is interesting. Like we, as a society, crucified her. Hey, you know, probably a poor choice of words there, but crucified her when she lost that race. She lost one. She got suspended for one. You know, all of the things. You know, and she got killed. You know, and it was very easy to. It would have been very easy to just fade to black and be like, you know what, I'm good. But Shawty, like, yo, like she shut a whole lot of people up, man. And it was really good to see old girl come back the way she did. So,
bruh, Sha'Carri Richardson is doing, I think she's doing much better because I think what she keeps saying is she did a lot of mental health work, right? She did the work to kind of make sure she was right in an inner space, right? So I got to give her props because it seems like she's found a lot of peace. So big props to her. Big props to her.
It's just good to see. Hopefully, we can get to a place, or she can get to a place where she really and she doesn't owe us anything. By no means am I saying, girl, come out and tell us your story. But what I do want her to do, what I wish she would do, is really talk about the perseverance that she's done. Because again, it's so hard today to you know, like society looks for those spaces where it's like, yeah, hey, we want to knock you down and we won't let, and we don't want you to get back up. Like we build you up on this pedestal, and then when we knock you down, our expectation as a society is we want you to stay down and go away. Yeah. She didn't, and she kept running and she kept doing the things that she needed to do. And here she is winning, and it's like, yo, like it's just dope. And I hope she gets to a space where she is comfortable with really shouting that from the mountaintop and encouraging people to just keep going and keep persevering, because her story is amazing. I think her story will be amazing.
Yeah. I think as time goes on, we'll have a great deal of respect for Sha'Carri Richardson and her career as it evolves and kind of evolves with time as well. So yeah, dope. Can I tell you about something that's super offensive to me right now?
Go for it.
Have you heard about this heat dome?
Heat dome?
A heat dome.
It's
like the third heat wave that we've suffered through, and another one is coming now, right?
Are we surprised?
It says the heat index in Kansas hit 130.
That's crazy.
I don't understand. What it like 130 degrees outside? Y'all tripping,
bro. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, man, but I forgot what state it was in, where parents are having to make real decisions around letting their kids go out to play or not, because it's hot. Like it's hot.
It says Little Rock, Arkansas, due to a combination of heat and humidity, will feel as hot as 120 degrees outside.
So one of the things we noticed when we were over in Italy was that when we were out at night, there were like a bunch of kids running around in the town centers. And so I asked my homie, he was like, yo, like it gets so hot here, you know, and hot, I guess, is relative for them. But for them, like, yo, it gets so hot here, most parents just let their kids stay up later and play outside, you know, when, you know, you go to dinner, you know, dinner's later there, everything just happens a little bit later. But, you know, kids are just up in the, you know, running around town center, doing whatever kids do, playing soccer, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's 9:30, 10 o'clock, and kids are just up. And he's like, a lot of that's just due to because it's just getting hotter. And it's just easier for parents to let their kids play outside at night, you know, in the town center where all the other kids are, than do it during the day. So
it's offensive. It's offensive.
yeah, man,
130 degrees outside.
that's crazy.
I don't think I would ever go back outside again. I'd be like, nope. Remember that time your sneakers melted? Nope. I'm good. I don't want to do it. I ain't going nowhere. Right.
But global warming ain't real, man.
I mean, if you want to talk about global warming, there's all types of crazy stuff going on, from the fires and Maui to all that stuff, right? It's just wild.
We hadn't talked about that at all, bro. Like it's depressing and crazy all at the same time, man, to see, you know, those wildfires. I mean, granted, we've seen wildfires hit this country, you know, every year somewhere, whether it's California, you know,
right,
you know, Midwest or whatever. But just to see people like in Hawaii, you know, I think they said somebody drowned in the water because they were in the water to escape the fire. But you know, it's just like that sucks, bro.
That's wild. How many people they're finding out that died because of these wildfires in Maui?
Yeah.
Like, of all the things that I thought would happen in Hawaii, wildfires wasn't on that checkbox.
On your bingo card, man.
I was like, maybe a volcano, but I don't know. You know,
what kills me, bro, is I saw a story the other day where what are those real estate investors are already calling people and asking them about selling their property.
Try to get that money.
Yep. And it's like these people hurt, in pain, all of the things. And in our go-to as a society, I won't say as a society because that ain't all of us, but our go-to as a people is how do we monetize? And, you know, how do I come up, you know, because people are desperate, you know, that means maybe they'll take pennies on the dollar for their house because they're desperate. And it's just like, I don't know.
This is wild.
You know me, man. I'm the type of person, and I apologize, guys, for being on my high horse a lot today. I just like to believe the best in each other and the best in society, and it just continues. We continue to find ways to show that that's not the case. So
yeah, I keep finding ways for people to screw the pooch on everything. It's like, what is happening here with people? Right?
Man.
Like, just people just acting crazy, outlandishly. There was a story I saw the other day of a kid that turned 14, told his mom he wanted a tattoo. She said, a tattoo of what? He said of her name. She went and took him to the tattoo parlor. He got a tattoo of her name on his arm. He got a full sleeve. And I was like, trash.
Yeah. I mean, but that goes back to, like, what was it, California? What's that? A shop owner, you know, got shot over the weekend or something. I think it was over the weekend. You know, somebody walked into their shop, ripped the gay pride flag off the wall or off the entrance, and then killed them. And I'm just like, huh? Oh, you didn't hear that story?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, man. I think it was over the weekend or late last week. You know, a shop owner had a gay pride, and somebody walked in, you know, snatched the flag down, and I guess an altercation ensued, and then the shop owner gets shot, right? And it's just like how is that the spot we're in, you know? Anyway,
right.
I promise. Hey, here we go. This is me.
We gotta find something happy.
Stepping off my soapbox.
We gotta find something happier to talk about. Anything happy going on in the world? What's the happiest thing that's birthday? Huh?
I led with the birthday, man.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty dope. Yeah, that was pretty happy.
I mean, I'll say this isn't happy my neighbors, my neighbor. I got good neighbor. I got bad neighbor. The bad neighbors aren't bad people. They just cut their grass too short, and so now it makes my yard like he
Right.
scalped it. He scalped it, and I'm like, bro,
Ooh.
like now your grass look burnt. Like it's brown now. Like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
like we got
Look out for-
yards. We got. You're making my yard look bad because we so close.
Right.
And so I was like, hey,
Right.
I looked outside. I was like, bro, you cut your grass too short. And it just looks bad. So now I gotta wait like 2 weeks and hopefully we get some rain. You think I get in trouble if I went over and watered this grass? That's probably bad, right? I shouldn't water it.
You're just gonna go out there and water his grass for him?
Yeah, it's water for it. It's like it grows back faster. Right? Just
I ain't doing nothing. That I was just my bad.
my bad, bro.
Yeah. No. I'm trying to think what else is going on. I just fell back into Mr. Robot.
That was your show.
It was, but it apparently it wasn't. I never made it past like the 3rd episode of the 2nd season.
Oh.
And then I remember really liking the show, but I never watched it again. It wasn't until this rewatch that I figured out that it ended in season 4. And season 4 was like in 2020 or something. It was like
they stopped advertising for that show.
Hey, I gotta give them props. Mr. Robot's whole series is one of the best shows I've ever seen on TV.
Okay, I will tell you, since we're talking about shows we're watching, Candace and I started the Idris Elba show, Hijack, on Apple TV, Apple Plus, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Fire show. Oh, Leanne. Hey, what's up? We have not talked about Dragon Con yet. When is Dragon Con? That's next. Is that this weekend?
It's got to be coming up.
It's either this weekend or next weekend. Leanne, we should have you on the show talk about Dragon Con.
It's August 31st through May through September 4th.
We will dedicate all of next week's show to Dragon Con. But no, so I started watching Hijacked, the Idris Elba show.
No, don't listen to Danielle. This is trash. This is an offense. This is an offense that should not be tolerated. You know how long? Wait, pause. I'm sorry. Danielle, I love my wife to death, but I will say this. I've been trying to get her to watch Lost, just season 1 of Lost, for like what feels like at least 10 years. And she still won't watch it. She pops up the other day. She says, "Oh, I'm watching The Chi." I was like, "You're watching The Chi?" You went from episode 1. She's like, "Yeah, it's pretty good." I was like, "Still not watching Lost, man. Won't even give it a crack." And for the longest time, she would say it's too long. But then she watched Grey's Anatomy seasons 1 through 48. And it's like the show is still on. You can't possibly think that Grey's Anatomy is shorter than Lost.
I mean, sometimes, you like me. So for me, sometimes I never watch a show because I have too many shows in the queue. And then when I have a moment in the queue, I forget that I should watch that. And then I start something else. And then it's like, boom, I don't have time anymore. And then when you be like, "Oh, you should watch," you might say it again, "Hey, watch Lost." And then by that time, again, I got stuff in the queue.
Trash.
That's why I never watched Shy either. I had too many other things going on.
I'm not gonna watch The Chi because I'm just not ready to watch The Chi. I chose the Chicago show. My Chicago show is Southside. I love the show. It's hilarious. It's one of the funniest shows ever. She won't even watch that show. She's like, "Oh, it's a comedy." I was like, "And what's that mean?" Right? We watch comedy shows all the time. I have no idea. Anyway, you were saying about Hijack. Good show?
So we're on episode 2. Great show.
Okay.
Great. Okay, first off, not only is the show great, Danielle, I'm with you. I don't have the bandwidth for everything as well, right? I pick what I got, and everything else just kind of falls to the wayside.
Ridiculous.
This is Idris, right? But the thing I appreciate about this brother is like the way he moved, like the way he his nonverbal acting,
Right.
like the way he walks, the way he carries himself, the way he, might do a thing, it's top notch. And I have to say, I look at him and I go, that's Stringer Bell.
Right.
Like, he will always be that for me, but the dude can act his ass off, and it's coming through in the show, right? So the show, if you're not watching Hijack, is a really, really dope show. Jeff definitely encourage people to watch it. Danielle, when you get the bandwidth to add a show. And so, all right. So also for us, for me and Candace, we also don't have many shows together. Like we have, that might be the only show we watch together next to like Beat Bobby Flay when we're going to sleep.
And see, at this point, me and Danielle's paths have diverged when it comes to TVs. Like I'm just watching, I'm waiting for the next season of For All Mankind because that's a dope show. I'm watching Foundation season 2 right now, which is incredibly dope and colorful. Like it's got all different types of people, all different types because it takes place in a future weird reality thing. But it's dope. It's dope. One of my favorite shows. And every year I go back on an annual rewatch and I watch The Wire. It's probably going to be a little bit late this year, maybe November. I'll kick it off and see where we go. But yeah, like these are my shows, right? I have to watch The Wire every year, beginning to end.
Yeah, I can't do it. Good. Yeah, I can't do it every year. I'm not doing it again. I think for me, I probably have mental capacity for maybe 2 shows at a time, right? Like 2 new shows, because the problem is not the show, it's where to watch it. And so it's hard for me to remember. Okay, like so I literally in my phone, there's on the notes app, it's like watch this on this channel, watch this on this channel. And it's too much to keep up with. So I will not start a new show until I finish the old one or an old show, just so that I can remember where the new show is. Is this on Netflix? Is it on Prime?
Right.
Is it on ever? And I'm like, shit.
So like the rewatch stuff, it's not that I'm actively watching it. It's just on. And like my brain is listening to it as if it's like the radio or something.
No,
like I can do it because I think it's probably a coping mechanism for attention deficit disorder or something, where it's like having something on in that corner will allow me to focus over here really well. And it's constant. Like, I'm like, oh man, they shot that dude? Yeah, they did. And did y'all be like, you've watched the show like 10 times. You know what's happening. I'm like, yeah. And I trick my brain every time into being like, oh, this is a good part because I don't know what's gonna happen. And that's how I rewatch the show.
So I gotta agree here with Danielle. Like I generally have one show, one good, and then I got a long running background show, right? Like that's
Grey's Anatomy. That's such a garbage answer.
But for me, it's not Grey's Anatomy.
That's a garbage answer. Grey's Anatomy is still on today, right?
All right, but if my wife was here, she would make the argument that old Grey's Anatomy episodes are way better than today's Grey's Anatomy. And so I think she probably only watches Grey's Anatomy to see how it ends. But her preference is, early seasons of Grey's. This is just me interpreting all of the things my wife has said around me in moments past.
I will say this. Watching Grey's Anatomy to me is like someone that says, I watch Law and Order to follow the storylines from season to season. Like no one watches, no one does that, right? It's like 38 seasons. Who the hell is watching Law and Order from the first episode to the end? You know what I mean?
When I was knee deep in my Law and Order phase, I went through a Law and Order phase where I would watch all of them. So I watched the regular one, I watched SVU, and then what was the other one? CSI? No, not CSI.
Yeah. No,
whatever they were. It was like 3 of them on at one time. And I went through. I was like, "Yo,
SVU and normal Law and Order."
Yeah, I was all in. Like I was all in on all of my, and I probably do that right now with FBI. That's my show as well. And so I will watch them all from start to finish, never miss an episode, keep up with the storyline or whatever through threads. With these shows, there's never really a season. There's a season, but there's no overarching story, but there's always a through line that connects the season. So I'll watch it for the through line because I enjoy that.
I'm just saying it's pointless to watch. Like if you watch Law and Order to the point where you know what's happening with Jesse Martin and why he got fired, then you've been watching way too much Law and Order.
So I will say I got to agree with Danielle here because I will, like, if I'm emotionally invested in a show, even when it gets bad, if I know it's ending soon, I got to stick beside it because at this point, I've invested so much time in the show. I don't debate that. I watch it.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, like, I watch ER the same way. Like season 14 is not great. I always struggle when I get to season 14 because I'm like, here we go, where Uncle Jesse from Full House is like a main character on there. It's like, what? He's got it. No, he can't be.
Here's my question.
A resident.
Are you hitting your wife for watching Grey's, but you was knee deep in another doctor show?
I'm hitting my wife for watching Grey's as not watching Lost. That's only like 6 seasons. And she being like, well, it's too long hour. And it's like 49 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. That's ridiculous. That show should have been taken off the air.
Yeah.
At least ER was only like 15 seasons, and one of them was like a writer's strike season.
Yeah. I'm like, go for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Go for it. Hey man, you ready?
I'm telling you. I am. You ready to do Heroes Villains?
Let's do it.
Who you got? You go first.
So I think my hero obviously has got to be my little man. Turned 10. It's just he's growing up, man. My little dude, he's growing up, and it's a joy to sit and watch that guy do his thing and grow to be a young man. So I think he will be my hero. And then my villain is probably again my neighbor who cut his grass too short. Like that's going to drive. I'm telling you, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you tomorrow. It's going to drive me crazy until it grows back. I don't understand during the summer why you would cut your grass that short during the summer. I don't understand. So he's my villain.
Yeah. Good stuff. I hear you. My hero, I gotta go with first hero. It's gotta be Tao. She just had her birthday.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday, Tao.
Shout outs to Tao. Next birthday, Marcel on Friday. Gotta shout him out. And just in general, just family being family, really, really coming together. We spent some time with some of our family over the weekend. It was pretty dope. Being able to share some experience with them. That's fantastic. Seeing Coop hang out with his cousins really brought back some memories of myself and how I grew up. So, I appreciate those things.
Yeah, man.
Villain. I think my villain right now is honestly exhaustion, is tiredness. I wish I could unsubscribe from being tired. I wish I could just be like, unsubscribe. I'm good. I got other things to do. I have endless things I want to do and not enough bandwidth to do them all. So we're gonna have to figure out how to make it through this tiredness. So hopefully I'll figure it out. So.
Yo,
Hey man, it was a good show. We made.
I think so. I think our stream ended.
What?
Though.
Our stream ended.
I think so. I'm showing on Facebook that it was live, and that is live.
There's a season, but there's no.
But hey, we can end it here.
We've been talking. It says it was live. It ended at 40 minutes.
Yep. Hold on.
Connects the season.
I want to see what happens at the end.
Boom.
I'm just saying.
I think it ended with
why he got fired.
Us talking about
Even when it gets bad.
Yep, it ended when we were talking about Grey's Anatomy. So, oh well, I'm out.
Oh,
you good?
Yeah, I'm tired, bro.
Me too. Me too.
All right, bro. I catch you.
Right. Catch you later.